Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Disc Golf Show, episode number 12 for the 3rd of June, 2024. This show brought to you in part by Final Nine Sports, with 2 locations in California, and that is Orangevale and Rockland. 1, 2, count them, done. And my name is Justin. With me today is
Nick. That's me.
That guy.
Yep.
That guy.
I'm getting so good at that.
You are, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You want to do your thing first, and then I'll jump into mine?
Of course. Of course. So if you don't notice, which if you're watching, you should see, we're wearing a couple new shirts here today. We tend to wear, obviously, different clothing. But what's cool about these is this happens to be our local course, one of our local courses. It is Shady Oaks Disc Golf Course. It's the whole layout of the course.
It's that Orangevale thing we talk about at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that course.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this was brought to us by Tyler at CH Courseware. So if you go to chcourseware.etsy.com,
So must not be read.
he'll do any course, and he can even customize them for you if you need some little caricature in there or dropped in there or whatever. He can do all that stuff. And yeah, he sent us a couple samples, and seeing as how this is our favorite local course, we asked him to put this on here. And I've thought about this. I've not only this, but I think he should also do, if he could, specific holes.
Oh, okay. Like a featured hole?
Yeah. Yeah, like for me, it would be 18, because that's literally the only place in the world, apparently, I can get an ace.
Right.
So I would have asked, hey, can you just put hole 18 at Shady? You know what I mean?
What does that feel like, getting an ace?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It is. It's exciting. But
So I've heard.
again, if there's any architecture that makes your course special or anything like that, or for tournaments, contact Tyler. Again, that website is via Etsy. So it's chcourseware.etsy.com to order your own. And they're comfortable.
They're super comfortable.
They're
I like them.
soft. I like that. I've always liked this
soft,
type of a feel.
But here's the thing. They're not like super thin.
No.
Either. It's like a quality material.
And I was worried. I'm always worried, because I'm like tall and skinny. So usually the shirts that I get are like super loose.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's like, it's a little loose on me, because again, tall and skinny, but like the arms, I don't like really, really big loose arm sleeves.
Gotcha.
Because then it makes my arm look even skinnier. Right. But it's nice. I like it. I'm very impressed.
You got to work out the guns.
I got to work it out. Yeah.
No, it fits nice for me too. Like being the short fat versus the tall skinny. Like it's not too snug either.
Yeah,
so.
it works. Yeah. So again, chcourseware.etsy.com.
Absolutely.
Go check them out.
Are you struggling with your disc golf form? Well, good news. Look no further than Can You Putt. With over 30 years of disc golf experience, Ken has coached players of all skill levels, helping them improve their game with his keen eye for detail and easy-to-understand concepts. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, Ken can help you elevate your game. Visit Can You Putt, that's KENUPUTT, .wixsite, which is WIXSIT.com/KenYouPutt, KENUPUTT. Or you can email him at canyouput@gmail.com and book your session today. Can You Putt? Because everyone can play better. That was a short little. I just wanted to do it like that because it sounded like so much fun. But no.
Again, he's like our like, it's Ken from our
the super fan Ken. Yeah, everybody knows who Ken is. But he's also, as it turns out, which I didn't know until I talked about getting a coach on the show, he coaches,
which is awesome.
Absolutely. And already I've gained about, I want to say 25 to 50 feet on my drive so far, and I'm still working on it. Like, I've already seen like an increase, like some of the rust coming off, and I've gotten there a little bit quicker and by quicker, I mean like from going out and practicing 4 sessions, giving him a couple of videos. We do like a session where he critiques it, and then I go out and I practice that new thing to try. And those next 4 times that I practice, I've already overcome that step and I'm on to the next right?
Yep.
And making those small incremental improvements is how you improve your game, right? So right now I'm around 270, 280 average-ish. So, when I'm like doing what I'm supposed to be doing and not just obliterating what I've, already learned so far, which is like 75% of the time. But when I'm on it and I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing, I've already like improved and I'm getting there. I'm getting closer to that 300 foot mark finally again, and I'll get there. It's little bits at a time, but super awesome. Because there's, I watch disc golf a lot and I critique form a lot. Maybe more so back in the day when we first started the show, but even now, I've got kind of a critical eye for form, except for my own. I have this like barrier, and I don't know if any of you guys experience that. Like you can watch somebody and go, "Ooh, you're doing this wrong and this wrong," right? But then when you watch yourself, you're like, "Oh, I know I'm doing something wrong because it's not working effectively. But what am I doing wrong?" You need that person there to be like, "You're doing this wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to work on this." And then the fantastic thing is, Ken, since he has so much experience, he knows like, okay, if you're doing this, and this wrong, let's not worry about any of this stuff. Let's work on this right now. And
pick it apart.
He knows like, okay, if we work on this, kind of some of these things will start to fall in line on their own because you're doing this right. And he's a master at that. Right. And that I think makes a super good coach. That's somebody that knows what they're doing. They can tell and go, because I could say like, oh, you're not doing your X step right. Right. But maybe there's some other things that are tied to that, right? Like if you, I don't know, turned your shoulders more, I don't know, whatever the case may be, maybe it would line up your X step properly, right?
Yeah,
He's
so
a
it's like
master at picking those
he's
things
good
out.
at ordering the changes.
Absolutely.
That's super beneficial.
It's like a whole complete thing. And it's not just drive form. Right now I'm focusing on drive form because my drive sucks. But we're going to go through upshots and putting and look at that form, break it down, make it better, right? So it's not just that initial drive and not just backhand. Work on forearm as well, right? So these are all things that, getting yourself a good coach, totally worth it.
So all I hear here is, well, Nick, I'm going to be way better than you really quick. That's all I'm hearing.
That's the goal.
That's all I'm hearing.
But Nick, when I finally surpass you, and the grasshopper becomes the Padawan, or not the Padawan would be the, what's the analogy here? I'm failing.
The grasshopper becomes
the Jedi Master? I don't know. That's totally wrong.
Sure.
But anyways, we're going to go with it. The grasshopper pulls out a lightsaber. Anyways, it comes out on Tuesday. I think it's why it's on my mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
That's Acolyte, right. Don't sue us, Disney.
Anyway, he's a small fan of Star Wars. Just a little bit.
A little fan. But anyways, back to the thing. So when I surpassed you in skill, I have this guy named Ken. Highly
you'll refer me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he can help you.
Sure. Sounds good.
Fix your form. I'll pay you double.
I'll pay you double just not to take him on.
Just kidding.
That's great.
Ken's fantastic. And you should check him out if you need some coaching. And the great thing about today's world is, and the technology that we have, it's easy to take just a video with your phone and remotely through a remote session, you can meet on Zoom or whatever, and he can break it down for you. That easy.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
So cool. So it doesn't matter where you are in physical location, Ken can help you out. Check him out at kenuput.wixsite.com/kenuput, or just email him at kenuput@gmail.com.
Do it.
Real quick, before we go into the rest of the show and get into the meat and potatoes, as it were, did you guys notice we changed how we introed the show? No intro. Did you guys like that?
Let us know.
Do you want the old intro back? What do you guys think? We're thinking about just cutting out the intro and getting straight into it and giving you what you want right now.
Yeah.
Instead of the delay. But I don't know. Maybe you guys like that. Let us know. What did you think?
All right. So the last little item we have here, and we just wanted to do a quick shout out mention to Jeremy Rusco, as he got inducted into the Kansas Flying Disc Association Hall of Fame. So congrats to Jeremy Rusco.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's there's all those local Hall of Fames for states and stuff like that, which is cool. Maybe one day.
How many?
Maybe one day, guys. I don't know.
How many are in the Kansas Flying Disc Association Hall of Fame?
I don't know. But I know there's one. I know there's at least one.
Jeremy Rusco is one of them that we know.
There exactly. You go. Yeah.
And the more you know.
Yeah. All right. We're going to cover a couple. So this last weekend, there wasn't anything 2 weekends ago, but this last weekend,
Mhm.
there were 2 events. There was a silver series across the pond at the 2024 Norway Open. That was from actually both of these main events were May 31st to June 2nd. At the Norway event, actually, the MPO winner at that event was a US citizen, Clay Edwards. So he flew over there and ended up taking down the victory at the 2024 Norway Open. Second place was actually a tie, and you'll probably know these names, probably more so than the actual winner, because Clay Edwards is more of a new name on tour, well, at least podium-wise. But tied for second was Silver Lot and Lori Lettinen. So shout out to them. And then as for the FPO division, Silva Saarinen was the winner at the 2024 Norway Open. And in second, you had Jenny Karppinen. And then in third, Ida Emily Nessa.
Yep.
Something that I just slaughtered that. So my apologies ahead of time. Okay, we got through that. What's going on? Everything okay?
Yep. The Kansas Flying Disc Association Hall of Fame typically inducts between 1 and 7 people each year.
Oh,
depending
cool.
on nominations.
That's sweet. Quick little look up there. Thank you.
Yep. Don't know how many are actually in there, but between
1 and 7 a year.
All right.
Okay.
Now we know.
All right, cool. Sweet. On the Spot, Journalism by Justin Fife. So the big event, right, was the 2024 Portland Open. That was this last weekend. I'd say between the two FPO and MPO divisions, the drama and excitement came more from the FPO side.
Yes.
Kind of on multiple levels, actually. On multiple levels. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you know what happened with MPO first, because it was quite boring due to one specific player.
Right.
It wasn't boring for everybody. It was boring for first place. So
yeah, I wouldn't say the overall was boring.
No.
Just
there were great, fantastic shots.
There wasn't like drama between who's going to take first, because it was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a really, really cool shot from fairway. Isaac Robinson threw it in from way out for an eagle, and it was awesome. It was a sweet shot. Also, well, actually, that's on FPO side, so we'll not get there yet.
Okay.
So MPO, if you haven't watched, go watch Disc Golf Network or post production through Jomez on YouTube.
Sure.
Gannon Burr just dominated.
Yeah.
Wire to wire. So he ended up, I believe it went like he was 2 under, right? Or he had 2 strokes after round 2. He had 6 strokes after round 2 strokes after round 1, 6 strokes after round 2, 10 strokes going into the final round after round 3, moving day.
Yeah, I want to say it was like double digits going into the final round.
He had 10 stroke lead. And the kind of discussion at that point, once you reach the point in which, okay, this person basically has in the bag a whole round ahead of time. Yeah. The discussion there moves to record breaking. Right. The record that he would have, that was in question, was the biggest difference in first to second. How many strokes over second after the final round ended? And I think it's currently held by Macbeth at 12 strokes. Okay. For a Pro Tour event. So his goal at that point, really the only goal, because he had it in the bag, right?
Get more.
Dude, he could have shot par. Right. And second place would have had a course record round.
Right. In order to even catch up.
Right. Yeah. So at that point, he's trying to shoot for 13 down. He didn't do that. Right. However, he did end up winning by...
I mean, there's another direction he could go.
What's that?
He could try. I mean, it's kind of unheard of, but if you're the first person to do it, you'll get on in history as the first person to do
it.
Just try with a 10-stroke lead. How horribly you could mess that up.
Purposely give people think they have a chance.
Yeah. Like, get within one
Hey.
and then be like, I win.
Listen, he ended up winning by 8 strokes.
Yeah.
So he didn't have his best round the final round.
Yeah.
So I guess there's something there for the rest of the division.
I guess.
But outside of him, in second, another name that you've heard of probably is Cole Redolin.
Absolutely.
A monster of a disc golfer. Like he's a big boy. He's
Yes.
young and he's a big boy.
Yeah.
And then the third, Wysocki.
Loving that.
He hits that extra gear in like the last round or last 2 rounds.
It's
Always,
so weird.
It seems like
stepping away from the sport and just disconnecting completely from it for like 5 years. And then I come back and there's all these people I don't even know. And then finally it's like, I see Wysocki and Macbeth and Lizotte and like these people I do know starting to take podium again. I'm like, feels like the good old days. It changes so quick.
Yeah. But they're still there.
Oh yeah, they're still there.
Like they're still there. Like Macbeth was up there too.
Sure.
He was fighting for place, podium.
But think about 5 years ago and Macbeth in his heyday.
Oh, dude, there was
nobody could touch him.
Yeah.
It was like,
dominating.
Macbeth's on the top?
Yeah.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Who's in second?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they would battle back and forth on some of them, right? He wasn't completely dominating just all the time, but damn near.
Oh, actually, there was another thing in MPO. Eagle McMahon, top 10.
Oh, yeah. Top 10. Yeah.
Top 10. So it's his first top 10 with his new
Working back up
manufacturer,
there.
which is awesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope we see more of that as the year goes on, as the season goes on. But yeah, so again, MPO, Gannon just annihilated the field.
And who won FPO?
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Who won
There's a few
FPO?
different things I wanted to go over with FPO.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Well,
Okay.
for the event in general, and I know that I've heard some of the pros not have a problem with this, but I like to voice my opinion, don't you know?
Had no idea.
So my opinion of the guy who, listen, I'm all for fun and yeah, let's have some fun with this and make it exciting, but to a point. To me, the introductions were a little too lengthy. It looked like the players were actually like waiting. They were like ready to go and they were like, oh, he's still going. He's still introducing us. Yep, he's still, okay. Okay, I can go now.
It makes it kind of fun.
A little bit, but there is a, for me, it's always for me. For me, there's a little bit of a gray area in which it starts to creep in on this is annoying and you're doing it more for you and attention than for the players. Like there is some fun that can be had, but literally it just, some of the players, the introductions just felt a little too extended for me for a professional event. Like okay, let's introduce them. I want to see play. I want to see them throw. I don't want to hear this 45-minute long introduction for each player.
Okay, well, if it was 45 minutes, I would agree. But
no, not 45 minutes. 45 seconds to a minute long. Yeah. 45 minutes. Yeah, that would be.
I don't think anybody would disagree.
That would not be pleasure to the.
We've been watching for 4 hours.
Yeah,
nobody's played yet.
Not at all. So just want to get that out of there. There's different ways of doing it.
When Holyn was a little girl.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So again, like, teach their own. Some people like it. Some people don't. I just wanted to say
it was cool.
I thought it was. I thought parts of it were cool. I think it was overall a little too much. Anyway, move on from that.
Okay.
I did notice that it seems like, and in the past, Missy Gannon has not been known for distance, but it seems like she's definitely worked on it to get more distance because against the cards that she was on, she was bombing them out there. So like it wasn't as, okay, so past few years, right?
Okay.
You were out of it.
Yes.
Her game really relied more on her putting because she has a great putt, right?
Right.
She has a dagger of a putt.
Sure.
But it was notated many times for the field that her distance was the thing that she lacked.
Okay.
Not that she was throwing short, it just wasn't as far.
Right.
So to me, I just wanted to say basically like a congratulations, because like
Yeah.
that's just bettering her game overall. So
Yeah.
it's good to see that. And her putts are still crazy good. So the other thing was a few other things, actually. Several other things. Ohn Scoggins.
Amazing player.
I don't care. Like, dude, she's a Masters level, right?
Yes.
Division, able to play Masters.
Yeah.
Even on these big courses, I think it's the second largest course on tour.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
I think it is. I think they were saying that. I mean, she's still up there fighting for podium again.
Absolutely.
Like, and she doesn't have a lot of distance.
No.
But her game is so tight.
Right.
That she doesn't need the distance because she can make it up in her upshots or whatever.
Yeah.
She has such a solid game, and again,
master putts
for her putting, like her putts are
Yeah.
insane. So I just wanted to I want to reiterate the fact that you don't have to throw the farthest to be competitive in FPO division. Like
Absolutely not.
if you have a solid 3 to 350 distance.
And you see it all the time too, or maybe I don't know, maybe I see it a lot now too, because it's weird. It's like, I think this year so far, I have consistently watched live more FPO than MPO.
Yeah.
Because it seems by the time, we get to like MPO later on in the day, like in meetings or whatever, I can't like focus as much as I can when FPO starts in the morning. So I've seen a lot of the play throughout FPO on these tournaments, and you don't need to have a crazy distance really on any of these, right? Like it helps somewhat, but if everything else is dialed in, it's not really necessary.
Yeah, it's more like if you have the distance, that helps you
make it easier.
if you're not as good in your upshots.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Or if you're not as good on a second distance shot. Right. And you're more confident in your little upshots, your little in-betweens,
right?
Then obviously the distance can benefit you. But
it'll make it a little easier,
Ohn just smashes the fact that you do not need distance.
No.
You just have consistency.
Absolutely.
And
That's the key.
Way up there with consistency. Another thing, throughout this event, Holyn Handley actually ended up setting the course record in the final round, because it was set in the second round by somebody else, and I'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Holyn Handley ended up having the course record of a 11 down, and she ended up finishing. This doesn't sound. I think she finished in second, so she was fighting, and she had a chance. The lead card, like it was still available to everybody depending on the lead player.
Right.
So that was good. Also, Sofia Donnecke. So it looks like some people were pronouncing it Donnecke.
Yeah, that's how
But I did hear somebody else say Donnecke. Okay. So
Donnecke. Okay.
Pick one. Tell me which one's wrong.
Just reading it, I would have said Donnecke, because it's Donnecke.
Yeah.
But
I could see Donnecke.
Donnecke.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
So she is a player out of BC, Canada.
British.
This is her. Yeah, this was her second Pro Tour event that she played in, and she, again, like I said, in round 2, she actually set the course record prior to Holyn at a 10 down. Out of nowhere.
Right.
Out of nowhere. Now, she does have athletic history. She is a multi-athlete, basically. A few of the things is rowing and rock climbing, and there are others, but those are kind of, and when you think about that, I was trying to think about, okay, well, how can those relate, right?
A lot.
Rowing is strength, dude. Rowing is build your whole body.
So is rock climbing.
Rock climbing, grip.
The grip strength of rock climbers, and and even like your back and arm strength.
Yeah,
you're pulling body weight, and that all relates.
So
just think about that, like that pulling motion,
pulling
that
up,
strength in your arms and your back.
Yep.
Relating to
there's something there. And we're starting
rowing.
to see. Well, we're also starting to see, and I did want to reiterate that as well. Is like it's good to see other athletes from other
Jumping
sports,
in. Yeah.
noticing that, you know what, this is a viable option.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's competitive still. And those who
Absolutely.
have competitive nature, it aligns perfectly.
Yeah.
It is good to see some transferring of athletes, especially when it comes to some sports have a very lower age threshold on when you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
if it's like baseball or something, like you're topping out in your 30s.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
That's it.
Maybe. Yeah, like at most, right? So it is good to see some of these players from the other sports coming over to us. But she ended up. Oh, mind you, I almost forgot. She has a PhD in chemistry as well. So
also super.
You
smart.
know, she's super smart and super athletic. So, anyways, she ended up finishing in third at her second DGPT event. And she's like, dude, I hope to see more.
We will.
Of Sofia.
Yeah. Just from seeing that play, like,
dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it was solid. It wasn't
instantly a competitor. Okay.
Obviously, there are things that she can adjust and tweak, but as a whole, her game was solid.
Yeah.
So
pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, it's good to see that. Now we can get to the winner.
Yeah. Who was that?
FPO. And mind you, I don't know if it's just me, and I don't know if it's just her coming out of surgery. I wonder who could this be?
Who would we be talking about? Yeah.
It looks like she's been doing a lot of like workout and session. She doesn't look as petite as she used to. She looks like stronger.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
In her form.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Maybe like a little bit of like the rehab stuff.
That's
got her
exactly
into the gym,
that's what,
and then maybe she's like, maybe this isn't a bad idea. And you know.
So she didn't look, like I said, she didn't look as, because again, you know what? This actually relates to when I went to OTB. I saw her, and she's again, the pros are taller in person. They are. But it was interesting because many years, like back when we had the show prior to this, like she looked tiny.
Yeah.
A tiny little package, you know, with all this power. But it looks like maybe she's like you said, like maybe it's the rehab. She's going to the gym to rehab her ankle and her body as a whole. And it gives her something to concentrate on maybe before she got back into it.
Right.
But yeah, she ended up winning by 2 strokes.
Dude.
So
which is, you know, it's not only amazing for her. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. She's one of my favorite female pros, but she's also my female pro on my disc golf fantasy league.
We're not talking about that yet. We're not there yet.
Thank you, Paige. Keep it up. I want to see more.
And
congrats.
Her last win was over a year ago.
Yes.
I think it was Open at Austin.
Yeah, it was I want to say it was the previous tournament that I think. No. You're right.
Yeah, I think it was Open at Austin. Anyway, it was 300. I think they said 381 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's been over a year, and due to obviously her injury overseas when she was over there. But again, congratulations.
Now, do you think if Tatar was there?
That was the argument. Yeah. Well, she's injured. She's recovering.
Yeah. No,
she's still got probably another month, because it was
at least,
she said 4 to 6 weeks, ribs, I think. And that was 2 weeks ago. So she's got, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Take it
in another month.
Easy.
Kristen.
Take it slow.
Yes.
Yes. Broken ribs suck.
Yeah. So, and then we'll have a battle, dude.
Yes. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. So now the upcoming events prior to our next show, prior to episode 13, there's going to be, we're just mentioning a few here. There's another Europe Silver event, Heinola Open, the 2024. That's June 7th to 9th. So next weekend.
And then I picked up a player for this.
Oh, did you?
Yep, the Beaver State Fling. You know whatever. Who I picked up.
I don't want to talk to
you know
about
who I
it.
picked up.
So June 7th to 9th, 2024. Also that weekend, Beaver State Fling. Who's coming back? Yes.
Das, looking at you, buddy. I picked you up. You're on my roster for a reason.
Okay, so I saw him doing an interview on Tour Life, right? You guys don't like.
And he was like, "I'm coming back, baby, full swing, going into it."
It was interesting.
I'm not doing this announcer stuff anymore.
It was interesting because you know he's competitive.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a world champ. Like it's in him, right? So when Brody and Yuli were talking to him, you know that, hey, you know, if let's say you got a podium finish or maybe top 10, do you think that you'd come back on tour?
He was like, hell yeah.
And he was
full 300% in.
He was, yeah. he was saying that, right now, because of other obligations,
Right.
he's still doing the commentary.
Right.
So he's still working on getting better at that and everything. And
So maybe I was projecting a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like to see him back on tour full time.
Heck
So
yeah.
Doss, do something about that next year.
Absolutely.
Next year, tour time. Tour time.
Tour time. I like that.
All right.
Sponsored by Miller.
Yeah. So yeah, Nate Doss will be back. So that one is going. I love watching Beaver State. Mila McIver course.
Yes.
Again, we still need to go there.
Oh, absolutely. We will.
We still need to do a trip and go up there.
I still
want
to, we could, this is what we could do. We could use discdrifters.com.
That's right.
With the code, what is it? Disc Golf Show to save 25% off
on
planning your trip on select
properties. Yeah.
So we could do that and plan a trip.
And then the other event just before our next episode is going to be June 14th to 16th, the 2024 Turku Open.
Turku.
So those are the 3 big events that are coming up between now and our next
Where's
episode.
Turku at?
Is that Finland?
Okay, I was about to say, isn't that?
I'm pretty sure it's Finland.
Okay, yeah, all right.
All right, now guess what segment we're doing? Segment. We don't do segments anymore.
I do like the callback though. Oh, maybe do you want to call back to the old format?
Yeah, do you? You want segments again? The
Pretty
zipper
sure
or
you
the
don't.
bag, and people thinking it's a pants. That was great. That was always a fun one.
We're like, what are they unzipping? A bag.
A bag. What do you think?
A bag.
Where do your discs go?
I didn't think about that sound
Discs.
effect. Discs.
Yeah.
Enunciate.
Okay.
Enunciate.
All right. So check this out.
All right.
I discussed this recently with a friend of ours.
Okay.
Friend of the show.
All right.
Shout out Heinola.
Okay.
What is your opinion on raised baskets?
Mm-hmm.
Also, do you like the towers that are used at the DGPT Tour during the DGP Tour events? Or do you have an opinion on them?
Yes and yes.
You like them?
I liked the raised baskets because it provides a different kind of challenge. Now, I like them actually in both respects of, like, when I'm on the course and I'm playing and there's a raised basket, I like the challenge of that. In the moment, I hate it. But like if the course was like, yeah, we're not going to do any raised baskets, I kind of enjoyed that. Like, it's not just like I'm putting into, like, there's a little bit of change now, right? And sometimes, like, when not me, but other people that are actually good at the game, they got that drive. Oh man, if that basket was just 5 foot higher in the air, I would have aced it. Now you have that opportunity, right? I mean, it always leads to like dynamic things and like change. I like it. I like it in that respect, and I like seeing the pros being challenged. So I like that too. Now, do I like the towers on the DGPT Tour? Yes, I do like them. I like the challenge of that. I even like the aesthetics of it. I know you have a huge issue with it, but I don't see it.
Talk about, bro.
I don't see it that way. So I enjoy it in every aspect of it. Yes, I do.
All right.
What about you, Nick?
Well, that's good for you. Let's move on. Now, okay. So again, for me, consistency is a big thing.
Uh-huh.
So when you're playing, for me, when I think about a raised basket, the purpose of a raised basket for me is to emulate a basket being taller on top of something without having that something underneath it, a hill, quote unquote, right?
Okay, yeah.
So for me, the hill is what creates the difficulty because of your stance, where it is on the hill, how steep it is, all that.
Right.
To do that, you're not emulating the hill because there's no hill there. So you still have a flat stance, and now you're putting up, sometimes over your head height, to a basket that can easily, at that height, spit out because of the angle that you're coming in with the putt.
Sure.
It's a lot harder to putt on those. A lot harder.
It's a lot harder.
Which, to me, again, for the whole like, oh, let's get as many birdies as possible, takes away from that aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I would personally probably lean away from just a extended pole. Again, I don't like the looks of it. Mm-hmm. I don't like the looks of which, mind you, I don't know if you saw, so DGA made a post saying that they're actually selling pole extension, like a 5 foot extension.
Yeah.
Which again,
So
at the local
you don't
courses
like
or whatever, that's
the
fine.
consistency and the aesthetics.
I don't like the inconsistency of the looks of the aesthetics.
Are you the type of person that goes so far with consistency and inconsistency? You're counting the peanuts in your crunchy peanut butter?
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, when I eat like certain candies, I have a problem.
Why does this not surprise me?
I eat things in order. I
Why
have a
does this-
problem. I have a
okay.
problem, and I admit it. All right,
I mean, first part of recovery.
is knowing, right?
Yep.
So, anyways, again, and don't get me started on the towers. Don't get me started on the towers. I hate the stinking towers. Those are definitely inconsistent. They look horrible. I get advertising. Here's my solution. Here's my
I didn't
solution.
even have to get him started.
You use the towers
Started
for
himself.
what? What do they use the towers for?
It's like a self-pull chain.
What do they use the towers for? What are the towers for?
To-
Promotion.
Yeah, and?
Advertisement.
Okay.
Put it in digitally in the video. Just like I hate those signs, the TP signs in front of the T-pads.
Then it
Put it
costs-
in. Oh, come on.
it
Don't
costs
tell
more
me
in
cost.
post-production.
Don't tell me cost. Because they're
does.
paying every time for those new things every single time. Tell me it costs that much more to go drop this logo into a video than it does to have a company print out these
There's
logos.
a couple different things here. There's a couple different things. One, yes.
I don't wanna
you hit
hear
the
it.
nail on the head. The company send them to you, right? Two, if you're the one now responsible for putting them into post-production, that's still time that it takes for somebody to drop in. But if you're talking about dropping that in live, that's a whole nother ball game.
It is,
That's a whole
but that's
nother
why there's a
expense.
network. That's
Yeah.
why there's a network, and that's why there's professionals in that network that handle those things.
I'm not saying they wouldn't have the manpower to do it, or it would be a manpower issue.
Yeah.
But that would definitely cost you more in technology if they don't already have it. Because think about it. Are they drawing lines right
I
now
don't believe you.
live?
I don't believe you.
No, they're not.
No,
Right?
they're not drawing them
That's a
live.
huge upgrade to your
But
your
they're dropping in
infrastructure.
the player information.
Yeah, which is great. But that's not
They're dropping it in and taking it out and dropping it in and taking it out.
yeah, that's not as hard to do as superimposing something.
But
That's
it's just a
pretty
logo. You
difficult.
just drop it on.
Well, I guess depending on how they did it.
Yeah.
If they
Yes,
if they
yes.
didn't like drop it into the
No,
basket itself,
I'm not talking about
then, okay.
making it look like it looks now. I'm saying the advertisement can be
okay.
posted in there in a
okay.
fashion that's
In-
easier and not so ugly.
In that way, yes, then it wouldn't be
Okay.
that extreme. I
Okay.
thought you were talking about, well, just put it in there.
Superimpose
Like,
the tower?
I'm like,
No,
that's
no.
pretty.
Yeah, no.
That-
With the movement. And
Yeah,
all,
that's-
no. I get
pretty
you.
intense.
I get your argument on that. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and I agree with that. But no,
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
saying if you
Just
want to
put the logo
advertise,
somewhere else.
yeah, put the
Okay.
logo in the top corner advertisement for that hole or whatever the sponsor of
Mhm.
that hole is. It looks like a lighthouse, man. Every single time they put those up, it looks like a lighthouse. And then
Doesn't bother me.
again, I can get on that tangent too. The pads underneath. Stop using
Oh.
square pads. They turn and then it's inconsistent for the next player. It's not the same angle.
Mhm.
Put a round pad down there. It's a round pad.
I like
Hate
triangles.
mail at nick@discgolfshow.com.
I guess.
Yeah,
think
so
it
that's
kinda
my
looks
take.
cool.
Like, I get the idea. I get the
Mhm.
purpose. I just don't agree
Right.
with the process and
Right.
why they continue to do it.
And the guy Carl that puts him on there, and that's his job. You don't like that guy either.
Yeah. Carl, you suck.
That's right.
Go find a new job.
I
That's
guess.
good. Um,
Carl's gonna be sending you an email.
Here, actually, I have another question for you.
Okay.
What do you think is the best way to mark OB?
Meaning
String,
oh,
paint?
like okay,
feathers?
as long as it's clear.
Because here's this got brought up after the
Mm-hmm.
Dynamic Discs Open
Mm-hmm.
when that girl's throw was just on the line.
Oh, with the paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just people walking on it
Mm,
can mess with that line.
true.
And they're not going out there that I know of and repainting it every day before
Right.
the next round.
Right.
So that can mess with it as well.
I guess
So,
in that respect, for consistency, I guess the feathers, but
and then you just leave it up to the card to eyeball feather to feather, right?
yeah.
I mean,
guess
that
that's
seems
really the only way, because with the line, you're going to kind of have that same problem. That line can get tweaked over time or lose tension.
yeah,
or, you know,
yeah.
People
Which
walk
that was,
on it, or So really, I mean, probably for the most consistency, probably the feathers.
Yeah.
But even that, like,
well, again,
you can mess with those feathers too.
Ultimately, yeah, you can mess with feathers, but the point of the feather, you're not looking at the feather themselves. You're looking at where it's going in. At that point, you can't rely as a player of going, I see a little bit of white here. You know what I mean? You're literally going off of this line, and then it's less of a, I would say it's a easier way to come to a decision by looking along the line versus seeing a paint and seeing a piece of grass or two pieces that are bent over in the way.
Obviously, the best way to do it, to have a permanent structure there. But,
having,
but
like,
not having that, I guess, then
an inlaid brick line
like that,
or border or something like that.
Yeah, where it's not going to shift or move and it's always there.
Yeah.
You know? But obviously you can't do that.
I mean, you could. It would just cost a lot of money.
Cost
a lot of
effectively.
money. Yeah.
And in some areas too, like depending on what the areas are, they might not allow something like that. Like the city or whatever.
Oh, like a golf course? Definitely wouldn't happen.
Let you do that.
It would be kind of tough in some wooded areas too to put some OB brick down into hard pan dirt or something like that, you know?
And then you got to keep the maintenance up on that moss that's growing over it. Like, nah. But so, I mean, outside of that, I guess the best, I guess feathers.
Feathers probably.
Yeah.
Probably. All right. Well, there you go. Use
there
feathers, DGPT.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Shoot us an email at the show at discgolfshow.com.
And if you like if you're wrong and you like those extended tall tower things, you know, let us know in the comments. If you don't like them and you're right, like me, then just confirm what I said down in the comments below.
Yeah, guess who answers all your comments? Yeah, you're right.
I hear them.
You read them too. But
you think I don't know, guys. And I don't care. Keep them coming.
So, skipace.com, Ken dominated and what, you took second? Or third?
I took third.
Oh, third.
Middle of the road. I'm happy with that.
I
think Ben.
Oh,
I think Ben took it. Well, yeah. But hey, you know what? Ben? I wasn't fourth or fifth this time. That's a first for me, I think. That's a first for me.
You beat me this time.
Yeah. And I had I was in the lead multiple times. Mm-hmm. Not that I thought I would win.
I think we should probably come clean with Roger, though.
Why? That he needs to realize that he needs to make those updates on the
No. I think
players.
I think when we told him that the high score wins, I think he believed it. So I think we need to come clean or not.
No, yeah. He always says, "Am I winning?
Am I winning?" Sure did.
He knows.
You sure did.
He knows.
He got some good picks too. It's just those picks, unfortunately,
didn't pan out.
Something happened. So,
yeah.
Well. Oh well. Thanks for
on to the next one. Beaver State Fling. Doss, I hope you choke.
Fling. No, you're on my team.
I don't. I hope you do well. I love you.
Alrighty. We did mention it once, but I'm going to mention it again. DiscDrifters.com. Use the code DiscGolfShow for 25% off of select properties. If you're in the market for a new disc golf bag, check out Upper Park Disc Golf. Use the code DiscGolfShow to get yourself 15% off that purchase. And this episode was sponsored in part by Final Nine Sports with 2 locations, one in Orangeville, one in Rockland. That's in California. If you'd like to email us, do so at the show at discgolfshow.com. Any kind of grievances or hate or telling Nikki's wrong, Nick at discgolfshow.com. As you do, keep it up. Do the things, you know.
Oh,
subscribe.
Go check out our new videos.
Oh, the new videos that are up, right. There's the new approved PDGA equipment video that's up, and there's some interesting stuff on there. Yeah. A Chinese manufacturer that we've heard from has a new target that they just got approved.
Yep,
so
that's right.
Awesome to see these manufacturers coming in and producing not just discs, but other equipment that's getting approved. So I like just the uptick overall. So go check that stuff out. There's tons of great information in there, and we'll have even more updates in the next one.
Yeah, and go hate on my 2-meter video that I posted.
Oh, and the 2-meter video from Nick. Yeah. Share your opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely want to know, because I did raise an option as to how we could adjust or change it.
That's true.
And I think it's a pretty solid viewpoint
I
on it.
didn't know that the 2-meter rule wasn't a thing in, I guess, most places.
It's 99% of the world.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's literally California and a couple other places.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I just assumed
nope.
since that's what we used.
It's all
that it was everywhere. But
TD's discretion. So
that is interesting.
go check that out.
Go check it out. We'd love to have your opinion on that.
Really would.
And I think that marks it for the end of the show. And for me, for Nick, we'll talk to you guys next time. And remember, in disc golf, as in life, aim high and let it fly.